Alright, so this is going to be on Effectively Clearing Palace, the Tier 14 map. So this one's actually pretty nice compared to the other layouts. It's the Dominus Upter Scepter layouts, but this one's a little different. In other versions, as well as the obvious actual Act 3 the Scepter God layout, you normally have to go upstairs. And then with those, you want to do essentially the same thing before you hit each stairs. When you notice the stairs, hit tab real quick, check your map, make sure you're fully revealed. If not, run back, get it going. With Palace, it's only one level. There's no stairs, which is awesome. But the boss fight kind of sucks, as a caveat. But it does make the initial clear a bit easier. So you're going to pick either door. We notice this little side area here, so we're just going to peep. There's no opening, so we're going to have to take a long route. But essentially, the real general logic with this, or really with any map that's trying to full clear, is you want to reveal all the areas as smoothly as possible. So in this, we're hitting up these side rooms, of course. Now, quick note before we get too carried away. When we started right here in this kind of triangle shape, the general direction that we're going to need to go is the triangle is pointing upwards. Obviously, we're not going to be able to go backwards at all, so this general upwards direction is going to be around where the boss is. Now, it's not as straightforward as just going up. It's going to be a question of tangent off to the left, maybe dip to the right, blah blah blah, but the point is we're going north to get to the boss. So with that being said, all of the west and east to the left and right, we're going to want to clear all those before we go too far upwards. So we came into this side room, going to make sure this is cleared. We notice a door here. We're going to go in there and think of it as you're trying to clear from the bottom up. Now that's going to be a pretty common mentality with most of the efficient map clears. So right here, before we go up into this next area and hit that door, we're going to actually juke off to the right. Obviously killing anything on the way. I heard something drop up here. Go get that loot. Gonna run over here. Now we're gonna clear out this side area to the right. This is actually starting to get pretty far. So there's more areas up we could go here. So this is probably the correct direction to get to the boss. We don't want to go there yet though. We want to finish backtracking. Now this is one of the many maps where no matter how you spin it, there will be backtracking. You're not going to be able to just go through in one linear movement and get it done 100%. You can technically do that, get to the boss real quick, finish it, but you're typically not going to be wanting to just boss rush on the tier 14s, 15s, etc. You want to get the loot. So now that we cleared out this whole bottom area, it's pretty much up to you if you would want to go up to the right here or up to the left here, but either way that's going to be the next route, is pick a path. So I'm gonna try the left. I feel like the right's gonna actually lead to the boss. I'm not 100% sure why I think that, and I could be extremely wrong, but it's just the impression I'm getting from this map. Here we go. More side areas. Some cards. Okay, now we hit a dead end. Perfect. So, we're going to go back to our general progression, make sure there's nothing down here. Missed a chest there, but whatever. Back to general progression, and here we are. Continue killing stuff. Now this is, again, we could have just went upwards to the right there, but we wanted to juke off to the left, make sure we fully cleared out this area. lots of trash everywhere. Map kind of sucks, to be honest, but I mean it's a tier 14. I try to not. A lot of tier 10 through pretty much some of the 13s, I'll often just hold on to in my stash, and then when I get 3 of it, sell it to a vendor to upgrade to the next tier, and just keep doing that until I get a map that doesn't suck, pretty much. But 14s, I'll try to run all of them, because I mean it's 14. You know, you get tier 15s to drop in there, especially if you got your Atlas filled out a little. There's a chance you can even get 16s, which is always great. Even if you don't want to run the Guardians, you can sell them for nice little piles of chaos. So now notice once again we went off to the left and then we start going down to make sure we full cleared the area. And now that we can see this whole section is done, we're going to start heading up again. Now for the sake of keeping it efficient, we're going to come down to the far bottom right, so that this way, once we're in the bottom right, we can start heading upwards. Keep it in a as efficient as we can route. And that's actually the arena right there. Awesome. So we just got to finish clearing out these areas. That's pretty much it. So we're gonna head up to the arena, which absolutely sucks, but so now this is pretty much identical to the actual Dominus fight in Act 3, except for the fact that he hits like a monster truck, everything's way hard, and it's a total bitch. Aside from that though, same general tactics. So he shoots the lasers, we run, he just jumped in my face, run from the punch. That punch is a problem on this map. In normal Act 3, I'm sure you know you've been able to tank it even if you just barely stay alive after. It's not necessarily one shot. On this, I mean 8.2 KES with very little armor, it just completely one shots my face. Now the boss mechanics, obviously I kinda do a lot of damage, so I just punch him in the face and it's over, which is extremely nice if you can pull that off. 29 monsters remaining, so we did miss something. For the actual boss mechanics, you can look up the Act 3 Dominus fight on the Path of Exile, any of the wikis or guides or anything like that. So I don't really see what we missed. It's not an obvious area, so there's going to be just little piles of enemies here and there. This area looks like I might have skipped a little right here because this wall seems very shoddy. I'm just going to juke down there real fast because it's close to where I am. That wall is actually just ugly. I didn't miss anything. So instead of going on a crazy bananas monster hunt for the 29, we're just going to call it right there on that run. I've done that run plenty of times. Usually that method is a little better than the 29 remaining that we just had, but it is what it is. If you have the time and you're not necessarily in a rush to get as many maps done as quick as you can, it might be worth going back for the 29, but that's really going to be your preference. How your map pool is looking. If you're desperate for maps, you might do it to try and hope for another tier 14 return. Obviously I didn't get shit for returns there. Tier 10, which, lol, garbage. It's not even a good one. Terrace. Where are my maps? I'm drawing a blank. So this is my piles. Right here, like everything over here I'll actually just vendor up. And then just keep collecting them, and then I like to keep the ones I'm running over here, and then down here I got some nice ones for opal rings. I forget why High Gardens was there. I think it's Crystal Belt. Yeah, I think it's Crystal Belt. Yeah. That's pretty much the gist of it, though. That is the general with the run. Try to kind of eyeball where the boss is going to be, and either way, he's usually going to be in some type of a northern direction, but you can, when you first start off, get a feel for how the map feels. So again, We started down here. We noticed that it's gonna be either northwest, northeast. Started taking routes, made sure we full cleared from left to right. And then this area had 2 doors, and it just felt really open, like there was going to be more to it. So we juked back to the left, kept going, hit the dead end, which was perfect, came back, and continued progressing, hit the next area, full cleared left to right, kind of bouncing back and forth like that. Again, it helps to hug a side. You can pick left or right side, doesn't really matter. We came through here, we hugged the right, cleared all this out, came back around, which there's probably a few monsters in there. That's probably what we missed. But that's the general deal.